Hey, you guys. I'm such a nerd, such an 80s baby. Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Sacred and Profane podcast with yours truly, Neftara Grace. So I'm pretty stoked about this conversation. I gotta tell you, I don't know where it's gonna go, but I know where it's gonna start. And hey, those are my favorite kinds of conversations. And I think you like them too, or you wouldn't be listening to this podcast. This one is about currency, y'all. I've been dibbling and dabbling in this one for a very long time. You probably have too. But we're talking about energy as currency, right? And we're definitely talking about um, knowing, being aware of your own current, right? So this isn't just knowing your worth. This is like you've done the shadow work to know your worth, and now you get to create the expressions that arise within you. Okay, so that's what we're doing tonight. All right, I'm drinking hot water. I don't know about the rest of y'all. But before we jump in, a little bit of housekeeping. This is a conversation that is both sacred and profane. The entire conversation is a trigger warning, as is every episode of this podcast, whether I mention it or not. It's somewhere, I think, in the description, somewhere. I don't know. Anyway, you gotta be 18 or older to play. You don't gotta pay to play. You gotta be older to play. Okay. That's because, hey, we're gonna get down, we're gonna get dirty. The intention is to trigger you. The intention of the entire podcast series is to trigger you into deeper and deeper layers of your shadow work. But every now and then we get to have a juicy conversation like this one that is designed to actually provoke you into transforming an area of your life that wasn't going to transform otherwise. Okay? Yeah, I know. I know. I just said a lot. It's pretty cool. Don't worry. I'm good at this. I've been doing it for a while. All right. So let's go. This particular conversation is currency, energy as currency. But again, we're talking about your sovereignty, your authority, your autonomy, and your currency, right? So, think about currency, but let's use money. I think money is obviously a very tangible and understandable way to go about this conversation, yeah? So think about money. Whatever comes up for you, comes up for you. The runes tell us Raidho, Algiz, Gebo, and Thurisaz. Mm-hmm. That's what the runes say about it. Tell you. Some of you are about to have a new experience with money, one that you haven't had before. Okay. But I'm hearing this isn't luck, it was destined. Yeah, so whatever this is that's about to happen in the world of currency, specifically money is what we're talking about right now, it's gonna, I don't know that song. It's gonna attract a lot of, it's gonna attract a lot of, I don't, attention. Like I know the song that I'm hearing, I know the song that I'm channeling, but I don't think I can sing it. So let's just let's just pay attention. Um, yeah. Hmm. So currency. Think about think about money. You've had some time now to like feel into money, what it is for you, what it isn't for you, what you wish it were, what you hope it's not, like all the things, right? But think about, I want you to imagine, just imagine. You got to use your imagination and don't tell me you can't imagine. Yes, you can. Everyone can imagine. It's like when you wake up in the morning and you go make your coffee, you have to use your imagination to do that. Okay. So yeah, you use your imagination to do all kinds of things. Okay. So just pretend. If you can't imagine, pretend. For Pete's sake, you adults are funny. Pretend that you have an extra, I don't know, $100,000 laying around. Just pretend. Okay. Now I want you to think of this 100 grand in the terms of investing. What would be a solid, what, and this answer is going to be different for all of you. What would you consider a solid or smart investment to be with that 100 grand? And take some time to really think about it. It's 100 grand. It comes out of nowhere, no questions asked. This is your money, and you get to do whatever you want to with it. And the only stipulation is that you invest it. All you gotta do is invest it, and whatever you're gonna invest it in, that's gonna grow. You don't have to worry about losing it, but you do have to invest it. So think about that, right? So let's say you had it, you thought about it, for a while, you got your options narrowed down to choice A, which is pretty cool. Choice A brings you authority, it brings you power, it brings you a sense of stability, a sense of I'm hearing recompense. I'm not quite sure about that, but I've got some oracle cards out here that may help with getting deeper into what some of the some of the references I'm hearing are. Yeah, okay, and then choice B is like, sorry guys, I'm in love with the hot water right now. Okay, choice B is like, you have to, uh, you 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 invest your 100 grand, and then you wait, and the longer you wait, the bigger your return. There's no way you can lose. You just don't have a say when the return happens. Again, okay? So choice A, you invest your 100 grand, and within 12 months, you've got power, you've got authority, you've got a sense of stability, like boom, baby. Or do you take choice B? Put your 100 grand in. When it hits, it's gonna hit 100 to 1. But you don't know when it's gonna hit. The worst that could happen is it hits 10 to 1. So there's no way you're losing it. You're not losing it. You're not losing it. But there's a chance it could go 100 to 1 if you got the balls to let it ride. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you. Well, what do you choose? I'm a gambling woman. I'll tell you right now, I gamble. So, I'm a choice B type person. But listen, I think plenty of people would choose, A. You know, but of course there's a stipulation with A, just like there is with B. B is, you gotta let it ride until you don't know when. A is, that's what you get. You get the power, you get the authority, but there's no guarantee you get the growth. There's no, you invested the 100 grand, you get the 100 grand back, but you get power and authority with it. But that's not a guarantee that you know what to do with the power and authority. And now you got 100 grand. All you did was not lose it. But the person next to you who chose person B, the worst they got was 10 to 1 odds on that same 100 grand. The best they got was 100 to 1 odds on that, you know? So it be like that. That's what this energy is like. So currency, this whole conversation is about where are you investing your energy? Wherever you're investing your energy is where you can expect to receive a return on investment. Listen, a lot of people are out here expecting a return on investment when they did not invest any energy. Now, this is something I've been aware of since I was younger. Um, I could see it very clearly in the way my life was set up, especially as I got older, right? It's like becoming older, looking back at my childhood and seeing what I was seeing then in a new way. Uh, as a child, I saw through a lot of the adult constructs. As an adult, looking back, I'm surprised at just how aware I was, if that makes sense. Like, wow, I've really known this for a long time. Like, wow. Um, I believe it, and listen, this is one of those, I only have my personal experience, I'm telling you. But there's some of this I can look around and see it everywhere. I came from a culture where it was absolutely cultural to expect currency from places where it wasn't invested. Uh-huh. So think about your relationships, because that's the lens through which I was viewing this conversation when Spirit brought it to me. It's actually the conversation I woke up in. I think this went on for hours, and I'm glad it did because it's such a brilliant conversation to be in. I think to always be asking oneself, where did I invest my energy today? Like end of the day, every day, where did I invest my energy today? Understanding that for you going to see a return on investment. That because that's where your currency goes. So when you're looking for results in your life, when you're looking to manifest something in your life, you've got to pay attention to where you're actually investing your currency. You know, I think part of the challenge with manifesting is investing currency in one place, but looking for the manifestation in a completely different place. So it's not that something isn't manifesting, it's that you're not present to it when it's manifesting, where the manifestation is occurring. Okay. Um, so this conversation of currency is really, really pivotal, I feel, because it gives us an opportunity to really step more fully into our sovereignty, more fully into our autonomy, more fully into our ability to be responsible and have responsibility over ourselves, which is really tantamount moving forward during this age of Aquarius. There's no discipline, right? I mean, I say this and it's not tongue in cheek, it's just really the best allegory I can use. It's the Wild West. Okay, listen, March of 2025, March, like in a couple months, I'm going to come out with a new course just around spiritual protection and defense because it's crazy out here. And I'm just, and listen, I'm I'm an OG in these spiritual streets, and at this point, I feel like it's time to bring some of this stuff back. We got to bring some because there's so many different forces at play doing things they have no business doing, and this is just me being real about it. This is me keeping it 100. I'm not gonna sugarcoat shit. That's never gonna happen here, okay? And that new, I know people, what about the new Earth split? Yeah, 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 the new Earth split, okay? But please don't be mistaken. Not only is the split real, but the transition period between one world to the next is real too. And that is one of the most vulnerable times for anyone on this ascension path. Okay. When you're actually moving from old earth to new earth, okay, and we're talking consciousness here, you are so vulnerable to attack. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. My team prepared me. So as a first waver and way shower, so much of what I have to share is probably going to be one of the first times you'll see it or experience it compiled in a certain way because I'm a way shower of this ascension wave. Okay. Like a first waver of this ascension wave. So, yo, it's like there was no path when I got here. So, um, what I will share with you come March is what I wish I knew coming into what you're going into. Okay. Um, and again, I've gone ahead, so I'm already looking at what's next, and it's part of my mission to turn around and look back and say, hey, this is what you're about to experience. Go left, right, and you're gonna make it through just fine. That's my job. Okay? That's how I roll. That's what I do for the collective. So I'm your look ahead, I'm your scout, I'm your guide, your interdimensional guide, baby. Um, and listen, when it comes to portals, gates, I'm your person. So if I say something like, hey, do this, blah, 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 I highly recommend this, it's likely to get you through a portal. FYI. But in this case, we're talking about currency and where you invest yours. I'm telling you, is critical. It's everything. And I believe part of the reason this message is coming to you so strongly is we're going to, like, there's not going to, listen, if you haven't already noticed it, your manifestation times are so damn fast right now. And they're just going to get faster and faster. The deeper into this one we go, because it's like we enter, I'm going to call it rabbit hole, but it's not a rabbit hole. If you know, you know. But we just went into one. And, things are about to be, I've been calling it Wonderland. That's just I'm gonna stick with it and call it a rabbit hole. Um, yeah, some of you, there's so much. I mean, some of you are in direct contact, and you can continue to have those. You can expect to continue to have those connections deep in the way they have been. Okay, some of you are gonna have initial contact. You should know that that contact is real. Okay, it is real. Um, and what I would put in here is this is such a brilliant time for a purge and a cleanse, especially when we talk about investing currency. There is a quality of investment. When you think about, okay, I want I want Class A or Class B shares. I want to be paid out at this point. I want to be paid out at this point. And depending on what you're investing in, you might not have a say. But most of the time, when we're talking about investing your energy, you do have a say, and you want the best investment possible. Possible. So what that looks like is being at your best energy, being in your best energy. Do you understand? So that is being the clearest, purest conduit for energy that you possibly can be at any given moment. And the ancients knew this, right? So in their mystery schools, they really did stress like this purity. That's why purity is such a big deal. And of course in modern times we've collapsed it with virginity and virginality. Religion did that. This purity is something different. It's something different. And listen, there is the idea of purity, the concept of purity, and then there is the purity that is required for the path you are walking. And what's really pivotal about no, that's not a word. That's not, well, it is a word, but it's not what I'm saying. Pivotal, that's what I'm saying. About what I'm saying is that your path is unique to you. Your path is unique to you. So purity for you might look different than purity for me because our purpose and our mission are unique to ourselves. Really, really, really heavy on the not judging part of it all. Yeah. So when you're looking into where you invest in your currency, like what what are you what are you doing to cultivate energy? I think is one of the places you really want to consider as well, not just ensuring that you're the best conduit for this energy investment you're about to place, but then also, making sure that you have, just because you were given 100 grand to invest, doesn't mean you didn't drop some out of your pocket, right? So making sure that you can continue to cultivate energy and maintain this money, maintain this energy, this currency, so that when it's time to invest it, it's all still there. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. You get money and then something happens, you got to spend your money on that thing that just happened, right? Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So it seems like no matter how hard you try, you can't get ahead. You just fall back. Okay? That's karma. That's a block in your currency. Okay? So karma isn't something that we should be scared of or afraid of, but it is something we should be really tactical and practical about. Just like really allowing that, hey, you know what? It's there. Just like, just listen, just like there's water in the ocean and rocks in the sand, there's karma in our lives. Can you understand? Okay, but for real, like it's nothing to get like blah about, but you do have to deal with it. It is a blockage in your currency. The other way your currency can easily be blocked is your chakras coming out of misalignment. Listen, keeping it 100. This is simple, simple, simple spiritual self care. It is so simple, there's memes about it, okay? But let's never forget that this is ascension. That means there's a lower level and a higher level. And the higher level really is above and upon the lower level. Newsflash, it's a game about balance. It's not a game about superiority. It's a game about balance. And the reality is, you need some power to balance. You need strength to balance. You need a little bit of luck to balance too. Gotta tell the truth. Definitely a little razzle dazzle in there, okay? Ensuring that you've got the money when you need it. And I'm hearing, and also when you don't. Where are you investing your currency? Is your currency like, is it of high frequency, very high value currency? Your 100 grand will go way farther than the 100 grand of someone who has low frequency currency. Make sense? It'll move slower and the returns will be lower. It's just a frequency thing, it's not personal. And the universe is frequency. We do know this, right? I'm asking because I don't know. I don't know what you know. I don't know what you know. I don't know what you know. The universe is frequency. Okay. So look, um, where are you investing your currency? So how, okay, what if you're listening and you're like, okay, I got it, I got it, I got it. I don't like where I'm investing my currency, but I don't know how to change. What do I do? I think my experience is one of the really coolest hijacks is frequency music. Like literally using sound frequencies to shift the frequency of your body. Okay. I love also the frequency pendants, those EMF pendants. They really help as you're getting into alignment. That's of course with daily chakra clearings and alignments. I know I usually do mine before bed, so have it be done like, kind of like a spiritual adjustment. And always checking in, right? Always checking in. Eating clean is another way to keep your energy channels open. And that looks different for all of us, okay? Like, there are ways I could eat clean that my body still would not like. So it really is unique to you and your path. You really have to, you know, be where you are. I'm someone, I do believe in my body being my biggest ally in this experience called life. And so I do my best to honor my body. And there are absolutely times where I'm like, nope, I'm drinking that coffee. you know, um, and I do, and I drink the coffee, um, with no judgment. We don't do no condemnation around here. And my intention is to always honor my body, right? So, um, subliminals work. My experience again is that regardless of what you choose to support, increasing the value of your investment by keeping your frequency high so that the value of your investment remains high. Um, my experience is that consistency matters. as much as, if not more, than what you choose. Okay? There is the path of devotion, bhakti yoga. Don't overlook it. Just being willing to show up every day counts. Not the perfection, not even the craft itself. Your willingness to show up every day to something other than yourself and for yourself. There's a beauty in that. There's a beauty in that. So whoever needed to hear that, please know that that too counts as of service. That too is an offering. The goddess definitely receives those offerings. Um, yeah. Energetic cleansing is also really important. I've been thinking, I think I'm going to go ahead and make pre-made spiritual baths for you guys. They're going to be so much fun. I do them in mason jars. And the way that I do it, like when you get it, you can just store it. You can store it in your refrigerator, or if you have like a dark, dry place, you can store it there. But they're vinegar based, and you'll just add it to your bath water, like the whole thing. But they're very pretty, very very pretty with colorful salts and crystals and herbs, and you can imagine. They're really pretty, but they work. So when I need a spiritual bath, I literally go to the fridge, grab a mason jar, throw it in the bathtub, get in. 30 minutes later, I get out, and I just feel like a completely different person. So yes, they'll be up on the website by the time I do the whole like spring launch in March to start the new astrological year. So you have that to look forward to. But in the meantime, between now and then, just literally use sea salt and vinegar in your bath and and really set the intention that your aura is cleansed while you're in the tub. I know this is basic spiritual hygiene that we're going over, but we're really, I'm being told very clearly in no uncertain terms, moving forward, you want to have your intention set on cultivating the highest quality currency possible. And all we've done is gone over it's just been a brief interlude on currency. We're at the end of this conversation for now. But this conversation will return. We'll keep checking in around your currency because right now we're talking about investing it. And coming up, you're going to have an opportunity to invest your currency. We're going to ask that you invest wisely because at some point we're actually going to have a conversation called and what's your return on investment. You want to be able to communicate and speak of a return that you couldn't even imagine was possible. Okay. All right. So, yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. That's the message. That's the conversation to be in. That's the meditation space to be in. That's the space to hold. The outcome, the resolution. Always seeking the highest quality frequency so that the currency you're investing has a high value return. It's no different when we talk about money. It's no difference between having clean money and dirty money. It's the same thing. The same damn thing. Okay? The same thing. It's not confusing. Your money is clean or it's dirty. Okay? Frequency is high or it's low. The value of that currency, of your currency, it's either high value or low value. It's not personal, it's principle. Okay? All these conversations are based off of universal law. You guys know me by now. You know? So listen, that's it. Thank you for joining me for another episode. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. As always, remember to trust your process, your path, and your purpose. Ashe.